What's up? This is Tom Fromling from Twins Daily. Let's get into episode 2 of my off-season primer for the Twins. In the first episode, we primarily discussed Eddie Rosario and Nelson Cruz. Let's talk about two central figures in this lineup. I do think lineup discussion is where this all starts for this off-season. The part of me kind of thinking that there should be a lot more consideration about bringing Eddie Rosario back is because of this issue. Can you really trust Byron Buxton and Josh Donaldson to stay healthy? When healthy, they have the ability to both be elite players, both contributing at the plate and in the field. So these are guys that you don't want to, you wouldn't want to find a way to cut ties with or anything. Because if you have these guys healthy heading into October, you're going to feel great. That was not the case this year. That has not been the case with Byron in years past. It is what it is. There's injury concerns about both of them. Josh Donaldson has now had chronic calf problems at this point, and every year he gets older, it's just things like that seem to be more likely to pop up. And, along with other various issues, Buxton has concussion concerns, and that's real stuff. You don't want to, that can impact a player's after playing days life. So you don't want to mess around with that stuff. And it's going to be something that they're going to manage and they're going to be very careful with. The Twins need to be, they got to do a better job of having insurance in case either of these guys is out long-term or unavailable come October. You can't bank on them staying healthy or being there when you need them. You can't. You could be flushing a season down the toilet if you're doing that. It is what it is. What does that mean? Well, my philosophy would be in building this team that there is no such thing as a bench player. Not anymore. No, the Twins need to fill their entire active roster with players who have the potential to be first division regulars. On any other team, they were coming in this year with a bench of Alex Avila, Marwin Gonzalez, Ari Adrianza, and Jake Cave as the main guys. Almost any other team, that's like an ideal bench. You have positional flexibility. You have guys who can contribute offensively. You have some good defense. You have some veteran leadership in there even. That is, like, on paper, a beautiful bench if all of your starters stay healthy. Because there's not one of those guys you really feel great about stepping in and being an everyday player. There's not one of those guys you feel great about stepping into a playoff situation. So even though, again, those guys are like the ideal type of bench players, I don't think that the Twins can continue to fill their active roster with those type of guys because of these injuries concerns. And what I just said is probably music to Rocco Baldelli's ears. We know he likes to keep guys fresh. We know he's a big proponent of rest. So, I don't think you're going to have a problem with him buying into this concept. And then, Donaldson and Buxton are really the easy guys to pick on, but it goes beyond them. Jorge Polanco played with an ankle injury all year. Luis Arraez had persistent knee issues this season. Mitch Garver missed most of the season with, an intercostal strain that he had, Mitch Garver. So there's a lot more than just Donaldson and Buxton are the easy guys to pick on. And especially since they weren't there at the end and some of these other guys were. So it goes beyond just those two positions. This concept can be applied across the diamond, and I would like to see the Twins flesh out their roster with guys that they would feel comfortable starting and put them on the active roster. You don't want an Alex Kirilloff situation where all of a sudden, oh crap, yeah, we like Alex, we believe in Alex, we're going to put him out there with no experience. You know what I mean? Like, there are guys in the system who could be first divisions type starters that could be elite players, but you don't want to get caught without having them have experience. So they need secondary options. They can be confident at third base, center field, really everywhere. Circling back to the discussion about Rosario and Cruz, there are definitely some valid reasons that the Twins would want to move on from both of them. Is Eddie Rosario really worth a $9 to $10 million contract? Is probably what he's going to get through arbitration. Is Nelson Cruz as a 41-year-old really a wise investment? Those are things that are certainly debatable. But if you let those two guys walk, you are opening even more doors for this to be a problem with depth and injuries and replacements. Yeah, there are replacements waiting in the wings. Definitely. There are some guys in the upper minors of this organization that are looking ready. But what happens if you make room for those guys? All of a sudden, the guys who were your plan B are your plan A, and then when an injury happens, you're now dipping into your plan C guys that you had before. I don't think that's not a way you want to do things if your goal is to make it to the next step. That's not wise team building, in my opinion. So much like the end of episode 1, we're left with a question of kind of like, well, what about all these prospects? If we're going to keep, if we're going to keep Rosario and Cruz potentially, if we're going to keep kind of trying to add to this team and not create opportunities, what about these guys? Well, that's exactly what the next topic in this series is going to be. For more episodes of this Twins offseason primer, click the card on the screen that's going to take you to a playlist with all the episodes. Thanks for watching. This has been Tom.